Hello, welcome. This video is going to be about macronutrients in my series about nutrition and just some simple ways you can get healthy through knowing this knowledge about certain types of nutrients in your food and make conscious choices. So let's get into the video. So today we're going to talk about macronutrients. You've probably heard bodybuilders say it's all about the macros. It's all about the macros. What they're talking about is the overall nutrients of the food, the whole food. We're talking the carbs, the proteins, the fats in that food. That's what comprises a macronutrient, are those three things. So I talked about carbohydrates, fats, and proteins in another video. I'll link it up here somewhere. Click on that one if you just want to get a brief overview. But now I'm going to go more in depth into the certain types of carbohydrates, the proteins, and the fats. So we're going to go into there's certain types of carbs, certain types of fats, there's certain types of proteins. That's what we're going to be diving into in this video. But if you just want like an overall, click the video up here and you'll see just a more simpler version, but we're going more in depth here. So to start off, we have two types of carbs. We have the simple carbs and we have the complex carbs. The simple carbs really aren't that good. There are some good simple carbs that come in the form of fruits, so don't think every single carb, if it's a single carb, it's bad. It's not necessarily the case, but most foods that are simple carbs are not that good. Either they don't have enough fiber for you to digest them, and they're not that nutrient dense. So we're talking about the chips, the candy, the pasta, the breads. These are simple carbs. They give you energy in the short term, but then they dip down very fast. So they'll give you this spike. They give you this spike like sugar does. They give you this spike of energy, but eventually just crashes down very, very fast. And it leaves you feeling kind of lethargic and not really your best in the midday. Maybe you take that midday nap. That could probably be the reason. It's probably the simple carbs you're getting. And then we move on to the complex carbs. These are the better types of carbs I like to call. These come in the forms of fruits, veggies, nuts, and seeds, but they're mostly available in the fruits and veggies. There's some in nuts and seeds, but not as much as you get from the fruits and veggies. These foods contain the whole. They contain all the fiber. They contain all the nutrients inside of them. They're not heavily processed. They're just that whole food that you get. The apple, that's the whole food. It comes intact. It comes with the nutrients. Aside from the apple juice, which gets stripped of the nutrients. So that's the difference between the simple carbs and the complex carbs. And then we have our proteins. So we have different types of proteins. We have the plant proteins and we have the animal proteins. Really, the best types of proteins you're going to get are animal proteins. They're the most bioavailable. They're the most nutrient dense out of all the plants. It's hard to take in, but the animal, that's where you get the most protein and nutrients. You're talking meats, you're talking fish, you're talking fish, just all those poultry, like the porks, the beef, the bison. That's where you get all that protein from, is all the meats. That's where you get your protein from. They're the most nutrient rich versus the plant proteins that we see advertised as healthy for us, which are the pea proteins, the soy proteins, which are very processed. It's very hard to get lots of protein from soy. You're gonna have to process it very much to have that amount of protein in it. That's why you see vegan protein powders with pea protein. But if you look at animal proteins, you're talking the dairy of the animal. That has lots of proteins. That's why you see most bodybuilders have whey protein, That's the milk of the cow. That's where they're getting the most protein from. So that's the difference between the animal proteins and the plant proteins. So then we're gonna get into fats. In the next video, I'm gonna go more in depth into fats because it's a really complicated topic to go into in this video at least. So that will be our next video on this nutrient series. Is going to be fats, and I'm going to go more in depth into fats and how they work and some common misconceptions about fats. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And I hope you're enjoying this series. There's going to be more videos to come. Thank you.